Start now. हरिः ओं श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। अभ्रमं भङ्गरहितम् अजडं विमलं सदा आनन्दतीर्थमतलं भजेतापत्रयापहं मिथ्यासिद्धान्तदुद्ध्वान्तविध्वंसिनविचक्षणः जयतीर्थागतनिर्भासतां न हृदम्बरे अर्तिकल्पितकल्पोऽयं प्रत्यत्यकेसरी व्यासतीर्थुर्भूयाद् अस्मदिष्टार्थसिद्धये तपोविद्याविरक्त्यादि सद्गुणौकाकरानहं वादिराजगुरून् वन्दे हैग्रीवपदाश्रयान् पूज्य राघवेन्द्राय सिद्धर्मरताय च भजतां कल्पवृक्षाय नमतां कामधेनवे दुर्वादिध्वान्तरवे वैष्णवेन्दीवरेन्दवे श्रीराघवेन्द्रगुरुवे नमो अत्यन्तदयाळवे आपादमणिपर्यन्तं गुरूणामाक्तिं स्मरेत् तेन विज्ञाः प्रविश्यन्ति सिद्ध्यं समनोरथाः। हरिः ओं श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। I hope you would have tried to go through the document that I have sent. We are doing the Bhagavad Gita fourth Adhyaya, and the very critical sloka that was very misunderstood and misrepresented, misinterpreted sloka, and people had already a lot of questions about the Varna Vibhaga, like Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and the complex that people have developed because of that. All these are on the background. And that sloka, 13th sloka in the fourth adhyaya, Chaturvarnyam Maya Shushtam Gunakarma Vibhagashah Tasya Kartaram Api Mam Vidhi Akartaram Avyayam. So Krishna is saying, I have created this system of Chaturvarnya. But what is Chaturvarnya, four Varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra? So is it by birth? Is it by some other criteria? What is that like, how? And is it applicable for all kinds of jivas? Who is having, who is not having? How many kinds of jivas we can divide, classify? How we have to apply it? All these questions pop up to our mind. So I have sent the document. I am going to go through the document just so that we understand what it is. It's a little bit of depth, and wherever some clarifications or questions are there, we'll definitely go through that. But basically, let us go through the document. And last class I mentioned there is what is called Swabhavika Varna and Aupadhika Varna. That is, Swabhavika means inherent. In Swabhava itself, there is a Varna. Is it possible? That question comes. Yes, it is possible. And we'll talk about it. And Aupadhika means Upadhi. Upadhi is birth, like physical body, or whatever gross body we get, that is Upadhi. So the Aupadhika Varna is whatever we get through Upadhi, through birth by, like somebody born to a Brahmin is a Brahmin, born to Vaishya is a Vaishya, like that. So that is called Aupadhika Varna. Both are Varnas. But the Swabhavika Varna, that is in the nature itself, Varna being Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, in the nature itself, inherent nature itself, is it possible? Yes, not only inherently somebody can be Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. In fact, we mentioned that somewhere else, and I just want to once again clarify that even the Purusha Stri, it is in the Swabhava. See, look at it, it's very complex because you see the male or female nature in the body, physical body. So it is looks as if it is pertinent to physical body. It is not pertinent to the soul, the Swabhava. It looks like that. But it is pertinent to not the physical body, but actual soul itself or Atma itself, Jiva itself. Why? Means because imagine what is body? Physical body is a jada. Of course, you can recognize looking at the physical body as male or female. But if you go to the core of it, the core of the body, it is made of cells, whatever. It is manifesting in the physical body, all right. But why is it some physical bodies come as male, some physical bodies come as female? Why? Because they are Jada body only. That means something in the soul, in the jiva, is making the body appear as male or female. So even male and female are inherent, is pertaining to the actual, the soul itself. Here one important factor. This male and female inherent nature is applicable to all the jivas that are there, all the jivas, starting from Chaturmukha Brahma to the ant, bacterial being even. Up to that point, the male and female thing is inherent to the jiva swabhava. Whereas this Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra inherent is not for all the jivas. Only one category of jivas. Which category? For that last class I covered. There are 81 way of division. I know you can divide in multiple ways. 3 to the power of 4 is 81. That is, if you go to 4 slots, then 81 possibilities exist. If you go to 5 slots, multiplied by 3 more. If you go to only 2 spots, it will be only 9 categories. So, but why we went up to 4 slots? Like Sattva, 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 Rajas, Sattva, 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 Tamas. Why did we go only up to 4 levels? Why not less? Why not more? The reason is this. The 4 levels will define the jivas precisely. In the sense, classification is clear cut. There is a division up to 5, 6, 7, 8 levels also one can go, or only one level if you say 2 levels. Then Sattva Sattva, Sattva Rajasa, Sattva Tamasu. Then so many Devatas, so many Daityas, so many Purusha, so many Mukti Yogyas, Nitya Samsaris. We cannot differentiate. So 2 levels is not sufficient, 3 levels is not sufficient, 5 levels is not necessary, 4 levels is sufficient and necessary. That means you need at least 4 levels, and 4 levels is good enough. That is why we went up to the 4 levels. What does it mean by going up to the 4 levels? That means sattva, outermost aspect, that means majorly sattva, and within that there are subdivisions, sattva, rajas, tamas, within that subdivisions, like that. If we represent sattva by S, letter S, rajas by letter R, tamas by the letter T, then SRT. And 4 levels if you go, SSSS, SSSR, SSST, like that you will come. And there we saw that 4 levels of sattva is Ruju yogis, like Brahmadeva, Chaturmukha Brahma, Vayu, Mukhya Prana and all. Rujupatnis are Sattva Sattva, Sattva Rajas. And Garuda Sesharudras are Sattva Sattva, Sattva Tama. Like that, big category will go. Among the human beings, all the human beings, we belong to, actually, if we, in the document, if you go to the chart, right, no, you will see various divisions. The last page, Sattva Pradhana, Mukti Pradhana, Mukti Yogya, like that. There, Rajasattva is a category of human beings who are the topmost among the human beings, ordinary human beings. We're not talking about devatas, like Arjuna is born as human. We'll talk about all that. I'm talking about just the human beings. They are Rajasattvas, and also the human beings can be Rajo Rajasu or Rajo Tamasu. These are the 3 categories of human beings. The one that are Rajasattvas are called Manushya Uttamas, that good higher strata of human beings. The middle strata of human beings are Rajo Raja, Rajotama. These are Nitya Samsaris. And then Tamapradhana. So, and Tamapradhana is another category who are like from Rajas, Tamas, Tamas, Tamas. After that, Tamas, Sattva, Sattva, Sattva. So the Samas, Sattva, Sattva, Sattva can be Manushya Adhamas. Like this, the 81 categories will describe. Now, if we go through the document, I have mentioned, I'll walk through the document. Any questions other will ask. From the first page, we'll go. The document has about 7 pages. And I start this. There is a mix up between Swabhavika Varna and Aupadhika Varna, which I explained already. With the Varna that is in the Swabhava, the Varna that is by birth. This is the difference. And people get confused between the two. And that is one confusion. Another confusion. There is confusion about Upanayana, Veda, and Mukti. What is the confusion? People will think, hey, somebody has Veda Adhikara, eligibility to study the Vedas. He is guaranteed moksha. Somebody doesn't have the Veda Adhikara, he is not guaranteed, he will not get moksha. Like this, people are drawing conclusion. Wrong. There is no connection. Veda Adhikara is there, just because Veda Adhikara is there, moksha is guaranteed. No. Just because Vedadikara is not there, moksha does not come. No. Irrespective of Vedadikara, Mokshadikara, they're two different things. Not that, then why do we need Vedas? Why emphasize so much on Vedadikara? Vedas will help us. They are helpful tool. Just because we have a tool doesn't mean you can know how to use the tool. So Veda Adhikara is a very good tool, all right, but not necessary tool. Even without Veda Adhikara, one can get moksha. In fact, lot of people can get moksha without Vedadikara because Acharya, I mean Vedavyasa himself composed Mahabharata for those who do not have Vedadikara. We'll talk about it a little later. And Vedadikara, how does it come? Dvijas, that means Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, all three category people, when they are Upanayana eligible, they get the Upanayana done. They get Vedadikara. Before Upanayana, they also don't have Vedadikara. So, Upanayana gives the Vedadikara. But Vedadikara does not guarantee moksha. Even though Vedadikara there or not, one can get moksha. That is one confusion. We have to be clear. Then, as you know, I elaborated what is Swabhavika Varna Vibhaga, Aupadhika Varna Vibhaga. One is in the inherent nature. And whoever are Swabhavika, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra, in the Swabhava itself, which are Rajasattva Jivas. Among Rajasattva Jivas, there are 9 categories. They are all Mukti Yogyas. They are guaranteed moksha. They are all Mukti Yogyas. Swabhavika Shudra also is Mukti Yogya. So that is important. And because it is in Swabhava itself, the Swabhavika Brahmana Kshatriya Vaishya Shudra will continue in moksha. After going moksha, they drop away? No. The Brahman, because in the Swabhava, Swabhava nothing gets dropped away. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra in Swabhava, even after going moksha, they remain. So this is applicable only to one category of human beings, not all the human beings. Okay? And another important thing to note, this Swabhavika Varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra are only one category of human beings. Devatas and Daityas, they do not have Swabhavika Varna. They may be born. Like, even Mukhya Prana, he can be Brahmana as Brahmana or whatever. In Paramatma himself, forget about, like Ramchandra, Sri Ram's born as a Kshatriya. Paramatma, of course, nothing binds him. He is the self-controller. He controls everything himself. But That Aupadika, that means by birth having something, can happen for Devatas or Daityas also. But they do not have Swabhavika. All the Devatas, all the Daityas, they don't have Swabhavika Varna. Aupadika Varna, everybody can have. Everybody can have Aupadi. Aupadi by birth. By birth you have it. See, now another question comes. Hey, this is wonderful. Swabhavika Varna is very good. Why not all of us follow Swabhavika Varna? Why even bother about birth? Oh, he is born Brahmana, he is born Kshatriya, he is born Vaishya. Don't bother. Look at Swabhava and whatever is Swabhavika, follow that Swabhavika Varna. This is a big issue. If we say that, everybody will say, "Oh, I am Swabhavika," even a Shudra will say, I am a Swabhavika Varna, I am Swabhavika Brahmana, I am Swabhavika, everybody say, I am Swabhavika Brahmana. So people can misuse it. Or somebody who don't like, is some Shudra doesn't like a Brahmana, say, hey, you are born as a Brahmana, but you are a Swabhavika Shudra. He may say to that. So people can use left and right in a wrong way. So what have we have done is because of our limitation, we have a problem. We do not know what is Swabhavika Varna. So what we do? We follow Aupadika Varna as a shortcut. It's a shortcut. It's not correct. Ideal situation. Utopian thought will be following Swabhavika Varna is utopian. Ideal. Ideal situation. But past problem there is no possibility of affirming, confirming, oh, this is Swabhavika, that is the Brahmana, this is Swabhavika Kshatriya, Swabhavika Vaishya, Swabhavika. There is no confirmation, no guarantee, nothing is known. Only Mahatmas, Aparoksha Jnanis can know that. Day to day life, we have problem. So, as a shortcut, we are following Aupadika Varna. By birth, oh, he is born to Brahmana, let us do Brahmana Samskara. So, the Samskaras, Samskara means Upanayana Samskara and Mahanamni or Upanishad Prasthana or all kinds of, Vivaha Samskara, Simanta, all whatever Samskaras we do. For Brahmana, certain way, Kshatriya, certain way, for Vaishya, certain way, the Samskaras are done. So, as per the samskaras they get, even Shudras have their own Sudra samskaras. They don't get Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya samskaras, but they have their own things. So, whatever samskara, that is the Varna. So, that Aupadika we are following as a mm, next best solution. Not the best, not the best solution, but even when we follow Aupadika Varna Vibhaga, that kind of a division, we must note that it is completely against the Shastras, against the rules, against everything to look down upon. Oh, I am a Brahmana. Shudra, you are nothing. You are a very mean guy. This is wrong. There is no up and down. There is no superiority or inferiority. They all are doing their own things. That's all. So, the Upadika Varna is followed because we don't have any other choice. So, in all normal circumstances, Upadika Varna is followed for performing samskaras. If people start claiming based on Swabhavika, things can go out of control. I am this, you are that, are that. So, to guide and show even Devatas, when they take birth, follow the Upadika Varna. They know Swabhav, right? Devatas, they know. Just to give an example, Vidura, Sakshat Yamas, he is beyond it. There's no binding of Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, no binding for him at all. But he was born in a Shudra Yoni. To a Dasi he was born, so Dasi Putra, Shudra Yoni was born. But his jnana, as Yamadharma Raja, he taught Kathopanishad to Nachiketa. That great jnani he is, Aparoksha jnani. And when he was born as Vidura also, he had a clear cut, crystal like knowledge, beautiful knowledge because Devata Purusha. But he had all the Vedas by heart. He knows all the Vedas by heart. But still, what did he do? When, some Veda Upadesha has to be given, he called Sanasujata, you give the Veda Upadesha. He can give himself. But to tell the world, look, Though I know all the Vedas by heart, I am not telling the Vedas. I am not teaching the Vedas because I am born as a Shudra and I am in my Swabhava, I am beyond Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. I don't have any limitations. I can do whatever I want. But still, to show to the world how it should be, he followed the rules. So the Aupadika Varna following is for convenience. No other go because we don't know Swabhava. So this is how it started. And as I mentioned, it's a deep topic. I will go multiple classes, I said. Today I will stop here. Continue in the next class, which will be Wednesday. So any questions are there, you can feel free to ask. As I mentioned, it's not finished the topic. A lot more to be covered in this. We'll cover all of that. Hare Srinivasa, any questions are there, you can feel free to ask.
Namaskara, Gurugule. I have a
Ah,
small question.
Namaskara.
Um, so on what basis does the Aupadika Varna get decided? Like if it's a Swabhavika Brahmana,
Yeah,
born on a different Varna other than a
yeah,
Brahmana Varna. So on
yeah.
what basis does it get decided?
On what basis? Just by birth. Aupadika means by birth. So, for example, someone is a Swabhavika Brahmana. He is born to a Shudra. So unfortunate because actually he's called Papa Yoni. Papa Yoni means not that he is very very sinful person. What it means is because of his previous janma karmas, though he is a Swabhavika Brahmana, he did some wrong acts or whatever something wrong he did. So he was born into a Shudra Yoni. That means Yoni. Yoni Kruta Bheda, Aupadhika Bheda, Upadhikruta Bheda all mean the same. So he is born to a Shudra. He will not study, I am a Brahmana, I am Swabhavika Brahmana. He doesn't know. So he will not study Vedas. He will not do anything. He will lead his own life. Shudra life only he will lead. So what decides? Birth. By birth, which is not the best, as I mentioned, it's not a good way. But what to do? No other go. So a Swabhavika Brahmana, how do we decide is Aupadika Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra? The birth. He is born to a Brahmana parents, he is a Brahmana. He is born to a Kshatriya parents, he is a Kshatriya. He is born to a Vaishya parents, he is a Vaishya. He is born to a Shudra parents, he is a Shudra. On the other hand, let us take the other way around. There is a Swabhavika Shudra. He is a Swabhavika Shudra. He is born, Baka might have done a lot of punya or whatever something. He is born as to a Brahmana parent. Brahmana parent. So
Hmm.
his Aupadika Varna is Brahmana. He is Swabhavika Shudra, all right. But he is born to Brahmana parents. So he will study Vedas. He is eligible to study Vedas. He can say, hey, you are a Swabhavika Shudra. You can't study Vedas. Nobody can tell him. He is fortunate. God has blessed him. He has the grace of God. He is born as a Brahmana. That is Aupadhika Varna. He is Swabhavika Shudra, born as an Aupadhika. Aupadhika means by birth. By birth Brahmana. Then he can study Vedas. Hey, he is Swabhavika Shudra. Doesn't matter. This is the arrangement we have made. The arrangement is we will follow Aupadhika. Aupadhika means by birth. Born to somebody, follow. Easy. It is a shortcut. It's not a good way, but what to do? Shortcut. The best shortcut is this. Aupadika you follow. Because born to a Brahmana, because the Brahmana parents will do samskara to him. They don't know, oh, my son is a Swabhavika Shudra. I should not do samskara. It doesn't happen, right? Because he doesn't know. Brahmana parents will do for their children who may be Swabhavika, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, doesn't matter what it is. He will treat them like a Brahmana. Even if suppose Swabhavika Vaishya, already a Dvija, Vaishya is also a Dvija, but still he will get Brahmana samskar because he is born to a Brahmana. So we are following by birth case rules, though that is not the best. What to do?
Got it, Guruji. Thank you for the detailed explanation.
Namaskara, Gurule.
Namaskara.
So somebody who is born in any of the Varnas, either
Yeah,
Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Shudra,
yeah.
can definitely considered to be not Tamayogi. Is that understanding correct?
Who born in any of the Varnas? What about that? What about
They are not Tamoyogi.
Oh, no, yeah, yeah. See, the thing is, we cannot know. They are, see, born as a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra does not mean they are Tamayogyas or anything like that. That is totally different. That's why I said Aupadhika Varna does not mean anything. It can be any, just to give
Oh,
you an example, Ravana. In Ravana, there were two souls. Actually, the document actually is going to come further down, but we are jump shipping. I'm just because the question came up, I'm answering that. We'll go through that in detail anyway later. But in that body, there is a Ravana Rakshasa, there is a Jaya. Jaya is beyond, he doesn't have Swabhavika because he's a Devata Purusha, he does not have any Swabhavika. But Aupadika is born as a Brahmana, he's a Ravana Brahmana. But in both are Brahmanas only, right? Because Aupadika means by birth. The Rakshasa is also by birth Brahmana. That is Aupadika Brahmana. The Jaya is also by birth Brahmana. Of course, if he is Moksha Yogya, so that is fine. But the Aupadika Brahmana, one goes to Andhantamas, Tamo Yogya, Ravana, Rakshasa. Whereas Jaya goes to Moksha. Both are Aupadika Brahmanas. Both are by birth Brahmanas. Both have Brahmana birth. But one goes to Moksha, one goes to Anantamas. So the birth, so Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra by birth, which is Aupadika Varna, doesn't mean the person is guaranteed moksha or not guaranteed moksha, nothing. It is the person's own performance. He is like a Daitya, he will go Daitya Swabhava. If he's a Devata, he will go to Devata Swabhava. If he's a Manusya, depending on his Swabhava, he will do that. So, by birth does not mean that the person we can say, oh, he goes to moksha, he goes to anantamas, he goes. We cannot say. His own actions will tell him. That janma, not only that janma, but janma, janma, janma actions. Not just that one janma action. Janma, janma, janma. Because he may be born as a Swabhavika Brahmana. Next Janma he may be born Swabhavika, I mean, Aupadika Brahmana. Next Janma he may be Aupadika Vaishya. Like the different Janmas they may get. Doesn't matter. In the accumulation, the final result, after several Janma sadhana, whatever he has performed, based on that, he will go to Moksha, Nitya Samsara or Anantamas. Aupadika does not guarantee or say this way or that way or that way. We cannot say.
thank you very much, Gurugule, for the
Sure,
clarification. So
sure.
it's only the Swabhavika Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. If they are, if it is there, then they are not
Yeah,
Tamoyogi.
yeah. Then they
Yes.
are guaranteed moksha. So
Okay.
Swabhavika, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, no matter where they are born. A Swabhavika Shudra may be born
Mm.
as a Brahmana, Swabhavika Brahmana may be born as a Shudra, doesn't matter. If they are there in the Swabhava, they are guaranteed moksha.
Thank you very much, Guru. Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Reshri.
Namaskar. Okay, I mean,
Okay.
we'll
So,
continue on. Yeah, go ahead.
Namaskar, Guru.
Yeah,
One quick question.
sure.
So I believe you gave abundant examples about the guna standpoint, but you
Yeah,
also mentioned like Sri Krishna
yeah,
also alluded to the karma standpoint. So
yes,
when we say the karma, is
yeah.
that the basis of the varna you are born into, or is it basically
Ah,
um, anything related to
yeah,
what
yeah,
we
yeah.
do in the day-to-day life?
Yeah, see, guna is the Swabhavika Varna that comes with like Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. The karma, guna karma, the karma corresponds to Shama, Dama. I just briefly mentioned, but we are going to cover it detail actually.
Sure.
I have not come to that yet, but guna and karma. The karma corresponds to what? He is a shama. The karma means actions, right? In actions, what you show. In actions, what you can show? Bhagavan nishtata buddhi. That means how firm belief you do actions with firm belief in God. That is called shama. Bhagavan nishtata buddhi. That's basically. And dama. Dama means controlling sense organs, indriya nigraha. So they are all representative of karma. How we do the karmas. So that also will tell us because it's important. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Swabhavika. Then among them further division is done based on karma also. Shama, Dama is more than is a Brahmana. Shama, Dama is less, little less, Kshatriya, less, Vaishya, even less is Shudra. But they all have that. Swabhavika, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudras, all of them have the karma, and the karma vibhaga, karma divides further into Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. So the varna and karma together, guna karma together will determine where that person stands. No matter where they stand, Swabhavika, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudras are guaranteed moksha.
Understood, Gurugala. Dhanyawad, dhanyawad. Thank you so
Sure.
much.
Yeah, we'll continue. More questions may be there as we go through the document. So we'll continue on Wednesday. Hare Srinivasa.
ಹರೇ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ ಗುರುಗಳೇ, ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು.
Namaskar.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಗಳು. ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಗುರುಗಳೇ.
ಹರೇ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
Namaskar.
ಹರೇ
ಹರೇ
ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ.
ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ.
Hare Srinivasa.
ಹರೇ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.